Hello and welcome to episode 7 of my Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker playthrough. In the 60 seconds since I started recording, or stopped recording the last video, it's got cloudy. Let's continue. Judging by his furrowed brow, something important has occurred to Estinian. That Matsuyu fellow you were helping, he's Arkasodara, is he not? Apparently, it is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be travelling alone? If summoning is this perpetrator's aim, it does stand to reason that the Arkasodara would be their primary target, for 'tis the faith of their ancestors which prevails this land, and many are devout adherents still. We'd better go after him. Akiala lies west, as I recall. The same direction as Kryle's acquaintance, incidentally. It's settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make for the village. Okay, note to self, I'll come back and do that blue quest there later. After I've recorded this episode. Oh, button to press. Press the button. Button pressed. Moving on. What's the zone music sound like? You do not see Matsuya nearby, but the elevated ground up ahead might provide a better vantage point. Back up. Mustn't be forgetting our ether currents. You do not see Matsuya nearby from here either. No, leave me alone! Help! Somebody help! Matsuya's voice, and it came from the north. Pagaja. I'll help kill theirs because I'm already dealing damage to them. Because I put my Doton down. Where did they go? Why are you here? I see you found him in time. You and your friends came looking for me? I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest, to think what to do about, well, everything. And then those men came. Kidnappers. We heard that the Arkasodara were being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best if you took refuge in the city. We've considered it, me and the others, but fishing is all we know. The ocean is all we have. I see. That's your decision to make, but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. It is our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of these beings? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. But I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our divinities. For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot. House of the Divinities. In the old tongue, it means. But they're not true divinities. They're monstrous imitations that only bring death. To have one's face so twisted is grievous indignity, and full justified art thou in thine outrage. Know that it is for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to this land. In time, we may be forced to contend with these false gods, and thus we would learn all we may about them. Wilt thou not tell us thy divinities and their true nature? You've come all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you peddling fish? But to answer your question, yes, of course. I will gladly tell you about our gods. We, I say, because I am a terrible storyteller, and I shall ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please, come to our village. We're good, God-fearing folk, all of us, and we'll be honoured to share our knowledge. And fish! What sayest thou? Shall we pay a visit to Ikiala? Wonderful! Just follow the road west and down the hill. Can't miss it. Honestly, I don't know whether or not this fog makes this scene more poignant or not. I pronounced that wrong, but it's close enough. So, 'tis the simulacrum of the Thavnairian Gods that are being summoned. If any doubt existed before, there can be none now. The Kibnat Harashi are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we'll be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods, and as like it is not, as you said, we'll do well to study their religious traditions. To Akiala. Have I stated before that I am absolutely terrible with names? No, that's if it is directly north, it's over here. So we want the one that's to the west. That's probably going to be closer to here. Yeah. It's nighttime now, so we've got nighttime music. So yeah, I don't know if I specifically said last time, but the plan is that when I get to a new area, I'm not going to do any jump cuts. This is partly to allow the music to play, partly to get a better feel for the area and its aesthetic. Welcome to Akiala, my friend. The name means white beach, and there isn't much here save for that. But please, make yourself at home. Your companions have already begun talking to everyone. Feel free to show yourself around and do the same. If any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Kianga and Old Hashvalda. They're free at the moment, as it happens. I probably butchered their names. I apologise. You wish to know about our gods? What a curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy to oblige. Now, I don't know how it is whence you hail, but our island is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups: the Mansuya, beings of wisdom who assume the form of man, and the Migar, beings of might who assume the form of beasts. Together they are divinities. Their form and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals can be. All are in possession of great insight and experience, and by heeding their teachings, we strive to be better people and live better lives. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? That's what I like to hear. Pick up your ears then and listen. In ancient times, the Matsuya and the Marga, deities who look like man and beast, respectively, were locked into conflict. Eventually, seeking the wisdom of the Matsuya, the Mira cast aside their own heads and took up those of their foes. Likewise, the Matsuya converted the might of the Murga, and so they too resolved to trade heads. Thus were born new gods possessed of both might and wisdom, and they ushered in an age of harmony between the two factions. From then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, the Mansuya have worn animal faces, while the Murga the limbs of man. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods, I trust? While you were off talking to the others, I remembered something that may be of interest. If you could let your friends know, I'll go and fetch it from my home at once. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll which depicts 3 of our most revered deities. By all means, we should like to see it. It's going to be the Mage's Sisters. Yep. They are Matsuya. You heard about them already, yes? 3 sisters. The center one is the eldest, Sinduvara, a goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, Sandura, a goddess of wealth. She counts many traders among her followers. And on the left is Miniduvura, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts and is so beloved by the weavers. Although each worshipped for different reasons, the sisters are usually portrayed together in these works, which people keep in their homes for good fortune. In like fashion, the Matsuya, the deities like in fashion to the Matsuya, the deities of Eorzea preside over a myriad aspects of life. And what of the Magar, if I may ask? The Magar hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. If you have occasion to visit our temples and ruins, you'll find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses a Gajai head, and he is venerated as the progenitor, as the Arkasodara. And then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in our history. You worship dragons too? As I said, that our it is said that our ancestors of the Satrap, that's the ruler of Razatan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity in ancient times. This divinity has since acted as the guardian deity of the satrapa. Legend holds that if ever the satrapa is in need, his dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon ally. You claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing could be further from the truth. The passion you bear for your faith is plain to hear, and I am confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the tower. It is very kind of you to say. Thank you. I pray for your success. Right, I believe it's time we sort out Kryle's acquaintance, an alchemist by the name of Nidhana. According to Kryle's notes, we are to find him in a place called the Great Work, further north along the coast. Mitsaya has a shine in his eyes that wasn't there before. Did you say you were going to? Did you say you were going to see Nidhana? Oh, how I'm envying you. She's brilliant and beautiful and kind and understanding. And did I say that she's beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. And those eyes, when you meet her, take care not to drown in them. Ah, big guy's in love. Okay, decent ways away. Here it goes. That window doesn't remember its location, does it? Most windows do, but I'm fairly sure this one doesn't, because I'm fairly sure I put it over there multiple times. If it's northwest, wasn't it? Quite literally where we're heading, yeah. Let's shut up and enjoy the music. If there was a battle, there's a conspicuous lack of blood. In such manner did we find them. What could have befallen these people? What in the world? They all asleep? Or are they all dead?
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see.
They've all collapsed from exhaustion.
I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
Immediately awake.
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people? Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova!
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with it, yes?
Where the hell did he come from?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not?
I should like to draw a file or two, if so.
Estinian is going to nope out there so quick in a second. If he's given the opportunity, at least.
Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
And jump!
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Nope, he didn't get away. Oyonje paying respects.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Kryl. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Okay, before we do that, shiny new etherite to attune to. Southeast, or northeast, yeah. That makes me think like I passed one then. Like there was one here. There may very well have been. I need to head back to the initial town at some point anyway, to check for, or to do that quest, which I'll probably do after this recording. So I'll double check this area here then. That'll be the plan. Tis said that shellfish is ideal for those who have suffered blood loss. Mayhap we should acquire some for Matsuya. Oh, for the days when I enjoy such fervent adoration. Let's try this again. Oh, for the days when I enjoyed such fervent adoration. But on this occasion, I am glad to entrust the burden of popularity to Estinian. Pay me no mind, I am here that I may be of service, nothing more. Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared across the world, and we are grateful that you would assist with ours. Though Kyle herself is tied up with another investigation, Nathan is an eminently capable substitute, and we would spare no effort to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you seek to make a talisman that can nullify the etheric emissions. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of aether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being tempered. As such, we can only study the tower from afar, and are powerless to deal with it in any consequential way. In order to strike back, the Strata... I think I had it right the first time around. It was Satrap. Bader's alchemists to create enchanted talismans. Talismans which allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, should they lack innate protection. Could such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we are still in the midst of testing, but we are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. As methods tested to date, those utilizing dragon scales proved the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, the scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. That the mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective property through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we have been able to make steady progress with the talismans. Soon we'll be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light will come in. Whatever it is, just leave it to me. What exactly is it you need me to do? We need to take the talisman in to make sure that it works. It's not going to work for us because we don't need it, but I imagine we're going to be able to test. Better than having my blood drawn, I suppose. Nah, we're happy to help. Thank you. Least you wonder, we only ask that you serve as an escort. I will explain in greater deal later, but you will be venturing into the tower's field of influence. And so, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. With your permission, of course. In that case, Orianju and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Seeing as you all work to the point of the collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. We'd be grateful for any assistance you can provide. Are you ready? Then let us put your blessing to the proof. If you exit the great work, turn south, there will be a hill to the right. I will meet you atop after seeing to some preparations. I kind of want to find Estinian. Did they squirrel him off to a different building? This is the only building. Where did they hide it in? Oh no, here's another building. I wasn't paying attention to directions. She said exit to the right, and that was the left anyway, so we went the wrong way. Let's head up. That door open? Door does not open. Oops, that wasn't the button I meant to press. I hope you didn't have any trouble finding this place, or climbing the hill. Not all are accustomed to physical strain. I give you the fruit of our sweet tears and many sleepful nights, the Drunken Deeper. The Deeper is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering. Taking the inspiration from the tradition, we created this device to test the talisman's efficacy. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting a powerful blast of ether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection will experience severe ethereal sickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your blessing's protective capability. Please begin whenever you are ready. I shall be observing from a safe distance. I like the fact that this lantern turned to face me. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Repeat. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance if you are not the subject. Follow the Drunken Deeper's lead and try not to fall behind. Whoa! Ready in ether, please stand back. I thought I was meant to be standing near it. Oh, speak with it. No. That's a little irritating. You were struck by a powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject has no irrepressible urge to empty their stomach. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. Okay, let's actually let it get some distance ahead then. You are struck by another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. Subject stomachs and bowels integrity holding. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow. I question the purpose of the route you just took, Lantern. You are struck by yet another powerful blast of ether, but suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from harm. Subject fortitude rated. Impressive. No irregularities. Confirmed. Resuming test. Please follow and brace for final discharge. You are struck by the strongest blast of ether yet, but survive completely unscathed. Ether exposure testing concluded. Please collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on retaining your composure and your humours. Ah, you've returned, and not on your knees. A promising sign, but come, let me take the Deeper off your hands. Having exhausted all of its ether, the drunken Deeper is now having a well-earned rest. Thank you. I shall replenish this ether for when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort? You're feeling perfectly fine. Yep. Then the strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. Nidhana regards you with those eyes you could possibly drown in. You are a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be God damn it, I know this word. Amicable to assisting me with another errand. You see, our talisman requires the use of a special ink we have exhausted our stores of Key's ingredients for, spiritweed. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, there we go. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, the Arkasodara travel alone at our peril. Will you not come with me as my escort? I would compensate you for the troubles, of course. You can count on me. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let's head to Kandeya's Footstep. It is situated up the road which runs east of the Great Work. Do I have any hunt targets on this map that I should be keeping an eye out for? We do, 2 of them. For a small amount of experience, money and nuts. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we are being followed. Gasp! Look out, Nathan! Your help is appreciated, but entirely unnecessary. Gods, but that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of the work. Thank the sisters I asked you to come with me. Are you alright, my hope? Not a scratch. Good, let us continue then. It isn't far now, just through the pillars and up the rise. Southeast. Over here. Assuming that it's not on the other side. Oh, we need to kill one of those. Or potentially more than one of those. How many of these? 2 of them. So there's one over here-ish, and then one over here-ish, we think. Here we are, Kadir's footsteps. Kadir was a great dancer, and those who follow her, well, you know, they come to this place to train and dedicate their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is the spirit weed grows here in abundance. I will set upon harvesting it at once, if you'd be so good as to stand guard. The kidnappers aren't likely to return soon, but better safe than sorry.
Yes, that would be Radzad Han. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing.
I'm not great with accents, but that sounds... It's like Indian area, which would kind of make sense for effectively the theming of this place. What can you tell me of the Starap?
Well, he is the most important person in Radzad Han. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodara.
Okay, we was mostly right in that second one. I think we've been getting this one wrong. Not that now hearing it is going to drill it into my head without repeating it over and over.
When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodara with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjord from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution.
Satrap, so it is satrap.
The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Radzad Han to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
Why, found Daniel! What are you doing here?
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets. I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something. Owen?
Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail? Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned, for we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
He's not gonna do anything? Just because he's curious? I have enough spirit weed to last us for a good while. Thank you for keeping watch. Let's head back to the Great Work, shall we? Let's take the quick way. Again, I'll worry about the ether currents after we hand this quest in, it seems. Have they released Justinian? I don't see him. Nathan, my thanks for your again for your assistance. With your help, we are that little bit closer to completing our talisman. This isn't much, but please accept it as a token of my gratitude. Alright, we shall leave it there for this episode. It's time I got myself a cup of tea as well. Let's pop outside. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We'll continue on from here next time. We'll start cutting things out. So travel time and such. Usual affair. I haven't quite figured out exactly how much I want to do that at the minute. It's like, if it takes me only 30 seconds to get to a place anyway, then cutting it out probably isn't worth it, but we'll see. I'll get the Aetherite current quest done as well. Might get me enough experience to get me nearly to level 82, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheerio.